It's Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching All of Us Are Dead. It's a brand new Korean series on Netflix, and man, Netflix has really been killing it with the Korean content, man. Squid Games was a really big hit, and I think with Squid Games being out and whatnot is really going to like change how people look at a lot of different foreign shows and stuff like that. So, man, I really hope that this blows up over the weekend. We'll just see. I think this does a lot of different things as far as the zombie genre goes. But before I get into this review, hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. Now, I'm not gonna dive into much detail. I'm not going to give you like real big spoilers because I think there's some things in this first season, if we do get a second season, that are really interesting and kind of does leave it up in the air. They could just end it just like that, you know what I'm saying? I think with this being 12 episodes, each episode was almost an hour or more, which is really crazy nowadays because I was expecting this to be like an 8 episode kind of series. It gave the series a lot of time to kind of flesh out these characters. So to kind of give you the gist of what, like, how this whole thing starts up, I'll just kind of give you a brief summary of the first episode. So the first episode starts off, you got this kid being bullied, you know, by some kids at school, and then all of a sudden he transforms. You know what I'm saying? He kind of transforms. He kind of acts different, and you're like, all right, how the hell did that happen? Then we shift things to the science teacher, Mr. Lee. You know what I'm saying? And that was his son that was getting bullied and whatnot. And Mr. Lee is a very important, integral character within this whole entire series. You'll see him throughout the whole entire first season, and him pretty much explaining what this virus is and what it does and stuff. And it's very fascinating because there's a point halfway through this season where they change some things up that, it makes me think, like, where could this possibly go if they were to do a season 2 and stuff. So, that's how the whole kind of thing kind of kicks off. And then we get into the school, and this is where things are really dope. Like, this first episode was really fucking solid. It really got me hooked just after watching it. How it just, one person got infected, got bit by a rat or something. The science teacher was doing something weird. Things are presented to you out of place, but over the course of the season, they explain exactly what's been going on, what's really been going on with this teacher, because everybody has these rumors going on, like this teacher is weird and stuff like that, but he's really doing something behind the scenes. I'm not going to spoil that, but that reveal was pretty damn sad and dark, man. And this is a pretty sad and dark show as well, but they do kind of put some humor in this series. Not too much humor. It's not like a comedy or anything, but there's definitely characters that give you some comedic relief when it's definitely needed, because it's a very dark show aside from that as well. So once this one character like gets bit and she kind of goes missing because the teacher pretty much has her held up and has her mouth gagged in the classroom, by the way, which is really stupid. It's just like, why wouldn't you hide her somewhere else? But I guess at the same time, he couldn't really do nothing. It would look kind of crazy. So then everybody starts to suspect the teacher and stuff, as the student that goes missing ends up escaping her, pretty much her restraints and stuff like that. She's able to kind of break free, but at a cost, because now she starts to kind of infect everybody else. Nobody knows what's going on, but the way that people get infected in this, it's almost like that. You can kind of think of this as 28 Days Later meets like High School of the Dead, minus like the fan service and stuff. If you've seen High School of the Dead, you know what I'm talking about. And I also like about this show is that acknowledge that zombies do exist in their universe. You know, when you watch The Walking Dead, they never watched a zombie movie. Zombie movies don't exist, so they don't know what to call them. But you know, they even reference Train to Busan. That's another Korean. That's a Korean horror movie and stuff. And I like that. And I like that they kind of break the fourth wall, or are kind of meta at the same time, when they kind of explain, you know, what to do and what not to do. And it gets really creative. And I love how it just slowly trickles down, and just, you know, it becomes all out chaos by the first episode, by the end of the first episode, because there's some people around the school that don't know what's going on and stuff like that, and there's other parts of the school that's getting affected, and it's trickling down throughout the whole entire school, and it's complete madness. And then it spreads to, like, as far as hospitals and other parts of the city and stuff. So it's really interesting how they set this whole entire series up for, like, the first half and whatnot, and just with the first episode in general. And there's so many characters to talk about. Our main characters are the ones that you see on the thumbnail. For the most part, there's other characters, like there's other characters that are parents looking for their kids, making sure like they're all right. We really kind of see just how just the world just goes crazy. Well, at least just this part of the world kind of descends into chaos. And I really like that you don't really get to see that a lot with zombies, with zombie properties and stuff like that, or zombie stories in general. So like I said, you have a ton of different characters, some that you will definitely hate, some that you will definitely love. And I just like how, you know, throughout all different types of cultures, everybody has different cultures throughout the world, but like when it comes to high school, there's like this weird like elitism, and there's that kind of theme throughout this whole entire series. And people start to kind of put that aside and really come together, and I really like that. Certain characters make the necessary sacrifices for other characters to survive. There's definitely some unexpected deaths throughout this. I just love the way that this is shot. I like the way that it's shot. It's so bright and vivid. The colors just really pop. Just the whole Korean landscape, and just of the city, is really dope, man. Because usually you can get like zombie films or zombie shows that have really muted colors, and it's kind of like really dark and dreary and stuff like that. This really pops, and just the way that they do certain shots, like, and the way the characters kind of have to utilize um their surroundings to survive, to like kind of get from one classroom to another. There's really no guns really used in this for the most part, aside from like the military part of things. But as far as the students go, like they have to kind of just really use their brains and think think as a team and think as a group to kind of survive. Like they do some really creative stuff. Like I like that they use drones, they use technology in this to kind of like figure out how they're gonna find one of their friends that kind of like got separated from the group. um I just like um the visceralness of this. It's very gory, it's very bloody. You know what I'm saying? The zombies in this are like the 28 days later type of infected type of people that are just really fast, and they just, man, if you get caught, man, it's really crazy too, man. It's just, I like the POV shots that we get throughout this as well. It almost feels like you're watching you're playing Call of Duty sometimes, or it's like that hardcore Henry type of style. It's there's just so much going on with this series that I think that a lot of people will be satisfied. Like I said, I don't want to go too much into spoilers, even though I could. Um, but if you have seen this, let me know what you thought about it, because but also just tag spoilers in the comments. Don't be that guy to just put out blatant spoilers just in case people want to go check this out for themselves. Overall, I think this is a series that will have everything that you want in a zombie story. It has gore. The way that people transform, it's so like, it's so instant, man. It's crazy, bro. It's almost like, I think it takes like almost like 5 minutes for somebody to kind of like transform, and just the way and they transform in the sound effects, it's like the bone crackling. Oh man, it's really crazy, man. It's dope. The music is really dope. Just the visuals, awesome. Like I said, the story, the characters, you're gonna love a lot of these characters. You're gonna hate some of these characters. There's a few of them that I hate, but it's just like I said, I want to spoil nothing. I want people to just go into this as blind as possible. That's the best way you can really enjoy this. There's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of unexpected deaths, and I really like how they like intertwine all these different characters. We get all these different perspectives. We get the military perspective. We get people that are probably like first responders and just firefighters and stuff like that, and the police and stuff. Like that's how you really kind of supposed to do like one of these zombie shows. Now, where they're going to take this, I have no idea. Like I said, I think the way that it ended, I think it's all right, but who knows? There could be other things out there. There could be, you know what I'm saying? That's all that I don't want to say too much, because it's the ending was a pretty satisfying ending in my opinion, and it kind of left it with a cliffhanger-esque, I guess, you know. But man, definitely go watch this if you haven't. Let me know if you've seen this. Like I said, make sure you tag spoilers in the comments so people don't get spoiled. But yeah, I really think that this became one of my favorite zombie stories, next to like The Walking Dead and even Black Summer. I think it stands on its own. It kind of does its own thing, kind of borrowing certain elements from other zombie movies, or movies about infected and stuff like that. And it definitely is really enjoyable. There's things that I could nitpick, like you'll have those dumb characters that's expected in these type of zombie stories and whatnot. But you know, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Let me know how you feel about it. Like I said, once again, hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at PerpMinded420. And I'll see y'all in the next video very soon. Peace.